Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total Football Talk. And we're going to look at the latest news coming out surrounding Manchester United. And as per always, there is plenty of news coming out. And we just have to motor through it. I'm Keith. I'm the host of this little channel. I'm currently sitting in my loft where it's absolutely freezing in the UK. I don't know if anyone's watching from anywhere else around the world. Probably not yet. Maybe someday in the future. But it's absolutely freezing here. We've got snow in Manchester, and yeah, it's pretty chilly. Okay, so let's crack on with the show, and we shall look at the news, and we'll start with one of the top stories coming out at the minute, and that it's just kind of breaking news coming out that from David Ornstein that Rashford, Marcus Rashford, is now got an interest from Borussia Dortmund. So that adds to the list that we've kind of already talked about. We've looked at, other suitors from Italy, Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan, MCP. There is news from the Twitter aggregator MCP UMB. Oh, wait a minute, I probably get that wrong. Let me just correct myself on that so I get this right. So it's MUFC. MPB are talking about the fact that AC Milan are saying that there's no issue with Marcus Rashford's wages. They believe that they can actually pay them. And so they believe that AC Milan believe that they are potentially one of the front runners from this. But as I just said, apparently Borussia Dortmund are now interested. But this comes back to the same old question that we're always going to have. Can Borussia Dortmund afford the wages? Are they a club where he can go and thrive? Can he go there? Obviously, we got Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Now, Borussia Dortmund are looking to buy from us. Borussia Dortmund held the price. They held the price out. They held out for Sancho's price tag. They initially wanted 120 million. I think we ended up paying around 75, 76 million a year later. I mean, in one way, I'm really glad that we did hold on because he wasn't the player that we thought he was going to be. But now, how should we operate with the Marcus Rashford transfer? Because I believe that we're in a situation now for both parties. It'd be better if Manchester United were to part ways with Marcus Rashford. But if this parting of ways is only going to be a loan move, or is it going to be a full move? Which you guys, you tell me, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to see a loan so we get Rashford kind of out of the club so he can be happier, and Manchester United can be happier, kind of moving forward for the rest of the season with hopefully maybe an obligation to buy? I don't know if that's in the talks at the minute, but that could be something that could be interesting. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think on the Marcus Rashford thing. Where should he go? Should he go to AC Milan if they can afford the wages? Now I believe Morata is their top earner, but he's only in something like 150, maybe 150k euro. So Rashford obviously dwarfs that. So is it realistic that he can go there and that they can, find a way to make that wage work? I severely doubt it. Borussia Dortmund potentially are a bit more likely to be able to do it. I can imagine they still probably have quite a bit of money because the way they operate is pretty effective. They buy in young and then they manage to sell all high with their young players, like Sancho, like Jude Bellingham, etc. Eric Haaland. So obviously they've done that very well. But I don't know if they're going to bring someone of Marcus Rashford's kind of status in and be able to afford to pay the transfer fee and be able to pay him what we are potentially looking for, even if it is in around 30-40 million. Maybe they can do it. Maybe they can supplement the transfer fee with the wage. But it'd be, as I said, obviously it's coming from David Ornstein, so he's pretty good, pretty reliable. He's tier 1 journalist, so over here in the UK. So let's see how that one works out between now and the end of the transfer window. And other things that we were looking at is the Casemiro to El Nasa is another one that's coming out today. And it looks like the Saudi leagues are selling some of their players, opening up spaces available for the European players because they're only allowed so many European players in. But there is talk of a potential deal to be done. Now we could get maybe 25-30 million for him, and we could get the wages off the book, which actually would be saving an absolute fortune. It's almost like, I think there's roughly 19 million pound could be saved in just wages alone from him between now and the end of the season, and then you would have double that next season. So there would be a lot of money coming off the transfer books, or coming off the books in terms of saving money. And if we could get a little transfer fee and transfer fee for him, that would be superb. But I think the way the way depreciation works with players, we still wouldn't make a lot of money from him. I believe it maybe be 4 or 5 million would end up going back into the transfer kitty. Now, obviously, that's not a lot, but maybe that would help go towards Nuno Mendez and his transfer potentially bringing him in the January transfer window. So Nuno Mendez is the one that Ruben Amorim really wants. He really wants this left side nailed down. I'm kind of been talking about it, and I know there's talks going on, from journalists who've been speaking about it. I don't have any contacts, unfortunately, inside Manchester United. That would be great if it did, but I don't. So I'm just literally going off kind of where the journalists are speaking about it. And we will just have to see where that goes. But yeah, Nuno Mendes is one that Manchester United are looking to press forward with and, make happen. And I think that would be imperative that Manchester United figure out that left-sided attack, and whether it's a wing back or a winger. Nuno Mendes is an exciting young player. He fits the criteria of being under 25, and he's got all the attributes that Manchester United are looking for. And he would be a brilliant addition to this squad. So let's just see what comes of that. But let's, we know that they're trying to, we're trying to make that work in the transfer window. So we'll keep a close eye on that one as we move forward. And there's a couple of other just little bits we'll kind of just go into. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Ahmad is the contract negotiations are coming along really well, and hopefully we can get that one nailed down by the end of the January transfer window as well, because obviously Ahmad's free at the minute to talk to anyone, and obviously Ahmad's really, really important to us, especially after scoring that goal against Liverpool at the weekend, which was absolutely dynamite. The kid could have had a second one. The header didn't quite, he maybe was just a little bit ahead of the ball, but that said, he played, he put in a shift. And he was there at the crucial moment to score the vital goal that got us a brilliant point against Liverpool, one of the best teams in the league in Europe at the minute. So absolutely brilliant on that one. So things are looking positive. The squad's looking better. There's even potential talk about Luke Shaw coming back to fitness this month. Now, that would be brilliant to see, but I don't hold a lot of faith in Luke Shaw, unfortunately. Now, very, very good player on his day. The problem is, on his day, those words are what kill us. Too many players on their day are good players. We need a left-sided player that's going to be good consistently, left, right, and centre. Like Mazraoui's come in, and I think he's been very underrated. He's been superb on the right, superb on the left. Wherever he's played, he's been absolutely superb. 7 out of 10 performances, pretty much most games. He's had a couple of games recently where he's been slightly off, but back on it for the Liverpool game, which was amazing to see. And now I think it's just a case of let's build the squad that Amorim wants. Give him some of the players that he needs and desires and wants, and let's see where we can go from here. And then finally, we just move on to the last little bit. I mean, Samuel Luckhurst was talking about a little bit about Kobbie Manioo learning Spanish, and I just hope that's not learning Spanish to potentially, move to Barcelona or Real Madrid anytime soon. I think the story is he's just learning another language so he can be able to communicate better with the Spanish-speaking players within the squad. And I all I can say is fair play to Kobbie Manioo for picking up another language, adding more strings to his bow. And who knows, maybe further down the line, as I said, the board have looked at the younger players as potential way to bring in money into kind of fixing this whole financial crisis. And maybe someday Kobbie will, maybe he won't be a stalwart here for a long time. Maybe he will eventually go to he will eventually head off to pastures new, whether that's somewhere in Spain or somewhere else, I don't know. But at the minute, yeah, let's just try and integrate him into the team. Let's see if we can get another midfielder in there alongside him in the summer, and alongside Ugatu, who's been absolutely sensational. And we can kind of just look to the future. Okay, guys, that's just it. Thank you very much for listening. Please give the material a like and subscribe if you're enjoying it, and I will try and bring you some more news tomorrow. Okay, thanks, guys. Cheers.